How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to pokemontcgcenter. In today's video, we'll be looking at battle in a expanded format between Virizion Genesect, the old good Virizion Genesect deck, and the Darkrai Giratina, featuring some decks like Darklock, Darkrai for the free retreat, and the Melamar with that sleepy ability. When you attach energy from your hand to Melamar, you can actually leave your opponent active Pokemon sleep. But that's not going to be case against Virizion Genesect as long as grass Pokemons have grass energy attached. Virizion ability will actually prevent them from being affected with special conditions. So let's take a look at the battle. Okay, so he tried to play a Tool Scrapper, but unfortunately there is no tool in place, so he can't do that. One Sky Arrow Bridge and one Plasma Energy, Shaman for 3. So with the Sky Arrow Bridge in play, Virizion will have free retreat, same as the Genesect. So G Booster attached and one Sycamore for 7. Looks like this is pretty much going to be it. There is one Deoxys with that ability, which can actually increase the damage for 10. One Trainer's Mail on the other side for, let's take a look, for looks like maybe nothing. Okay, so there is Ultra Ball for 1N and AZ. Okay, so right now when the Sky Arrow Bridge is in play, Shaman can actually have free retreat, so it does not need any more Floatstone or maybe Darkness Energy for that Darklock. So there is one Ultra Ball for Hoopa, so Hoopa for Scandering for Melamar, Darkrai. Actually, Melamar should be replaced with another Darkrai and Giratina. So two different Darkrays, the one with Dark Pulse and the second one with Darklock, and of course Giratina to counter those Plasma Energy attached from the hand, because Red Signal is a very powerful ability on the Virizion, which says that when you attach Plasma Energy from your hand, you can actually activate Red Signal and catch one of your opponent benched Pokemons and switch it with the active one. So energy attached to Darkrai with the Dark Pulse. More than that, this is going to be 1v Seeker for AZ or N. Okay, 1v Seeker for N. So right now one Max Elixir should be good, because with the Max Elixir, one energy can be found and attached to Darkrai, and that can be 60 damage. Dark Patch unfortunately will not do the job because there is no energy so far in a discard pile, so that might be a problem. Let's take a look. So Virizion, Max Elixir, 3 Grass Energies, and not sure what was the last card. Okay, there is a Max Elixir, but it looks like no energy so far. Nope. So energy was not found here, and basically that Max Elixir will be for nothing, but there is one Trainer's Mail. So with the Trainer's Mail, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You can pick any trainer card you find there, except for the Trainer's Mail, of course, and put it into your hand. So I saw the Dark Patch here, but unfortunately still no energy in a discard pile. But with the Ultra Ball, he can actually discard one Darkness Energy and Pokemon Center Lady, maybe for another Shaman, so he can have some extra cards for draw. Alright, there we go. So this is gonna be, looks like Shaman for 4. Okay, so right now one Dark Patch should do a great job for that energy attachment from discard pile, but looks like still no Dark Patch, not even Max Elixir, so this is pretty much it, I guess. I mean, the good thing is the Shaman can actually absorb some damage counters here, basically, and just retreat for free on the bench, and then you can easily remove it with something like a Pearl City. So one Ultra Ball for maybe another Genesect DX. So 2 Genesect DX in play already. Virizion can strike for 50 and use that Emerald Slash, attach 2 energies from deck to the Genesect on the bench, and one huge Max Elixir for Grass Energy. So right now this is gonna be N. Alright, so N for 6. So turn 3, Genesect will be able to strike for 200 with the G Booster, for 210, for example, to knock out with a single shot Giratina with a Fighting Fury Belt. But it's not going to be enough to one-hit knock out something like a Darkrai with the Fighting Fury Belt. But of course, since this is an expanded format, you can always find cards like Tool Scrapper or Starling Megaphone. So let's see. Okay, so pretty much just one Emerald Slash for 60. And 2 energies to be attached down to the Genesect. Okay, so 1 Max Elixir. And there is Darkness Energy. So Darkrai right now can use that Dark Lock. Actually, not a Dark Lock, but the Dark Pulse for 60. 100 with the double Dragon Energy. And there is 1 Trainer's Mail. So Trainer's Mail for Starling Megaphone. Okay, so Starling Megaphone not that bad. So he managed to get rid of Bursting Balloon, of the G Booster and Fighting Fury Belt. So right now, Genesect is not going to be able to strike for 200, which is a good sign. But with Shadow Triad, you can easily pick any Team Plasma card from your discard pile, put it into your hand. So there's Escape Rope. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So, interesting pick to go with Escape Rope down to the Genesect. I guess it's better to damage that second Genesect instead of just doing damage to Virizion. Of course, Lysander would be the perfect, because then Darkrai would be able to strike for 100 down to the Genesect with 3 energies, and turn after that maybe just came with the Giratina in active spot and one-hit knockout, and also prevent him from being able to play tool cards. So I see Shadow Triad here, which means that G Booster probably going to be activated next turn again, which is definitely a good sign. So there's 1 Dowsing Machine for I think Sycamore, and the Darkness Energy for Max Elixir. Alright, so there is 1 more Darkness Energy, and this is going to be 120 in this case. So 120, since energy is already attached manually from the hand to Giratina. This is pretty much it, I guess. So 120 is a lot of damage counters, I guess. Alright, so there is another Genesect with the Fighting Fury Belt and 1 energy manually attached from the hand to the Genesect. Unfortunately, there was no sign of the Parallel City. So no Parallel City, still for retreat, and there is Shadow Triad for the G Booster, so this is going to be 210 with the G Booster. 2 energy needs to be discarded. Darkrai is 1-hit, knock it out, no Fighting Fury Belt, so there was no chance that he can actually stay in the active position alive. Okay, so double Dragon Energy, and this means that Chaos Wheel can happen right now, but the problem is that G Booster cannot be removed without Xerosic in this case, because Dowsing Machine already has been played, Startle Megaphone has already been played, and only way to get rid of the G Booster should be playing that disruptive card that can actually remove the tool. So V Seeker for N, 6 new cards for Darkrai Giratina, and 4 for the Virizion Genesect. Virizion, Plasma Energy, Skyla, and the last card was a Grass Energy. Okay, so that was really lucky. So 1 more Dark Patch on the Darkrai with the Dark Lock, and more than that, this is going to be one Chaos Wheel for 100, short for, yeah, pretty much it's not short for Fighting Fury Belt because of the Deoxys on the bench. This is going to be pretty much 100, but no special energies, no tools, no stadiums can be played. 1 energy switch, where that energy will go from Virizion maybe to active Genesect, maybe to another Genesect, to the active Genesect EX. Okay, very interesting move, and 1 more Grass Energy attached to that. Genesect, and another Megalocanon for 210. So right now Darkrai can actually finish the job here, striking with the Dark Cloak, actually with the Night Spear. Oh, there's one AC. AC on the Shaman. Interesting. AC on the Shaman. I guess it would be much better to go with V-Seeker for N. Alright, so Fighting Fury Belt is going to be 130, 30 probably on the Genesect on the bench, but not that bad option, I guess. So right now, only Pokemon that can actually do some problems will be that Virizion, but definitely N should be much better option. I don't know why AZ has been played here, because N would put Virizion Genesect player down to 2 cards, and who knows, will he be even able to recover from that. On the other side, next turn, somebody should take a heavy damage from the, okay, 1 Sycamore for 7, interesting. And there is 1 Grass Energy, which means that Virizion will be able to strike for 50 with the Emerald Slash, attach 2 energies down to the Genesect, but the problem with the Genesect is that Genesect already have Fighting Fury Belt, so it will not be able to attach that G-Booster. So Ultra Ball for nothing, and 2 energies, of course, already prepared for the retreat with the Shaman down to Virizion, and that Emerald Slash for 50. Alright, so Emerald Slash for 50, which means that Darkrai can right now strike for the 100 and the snipe for the knockout other Genesect on the bench. What that means in translation? In translations, that mean that 1 copy of Plasma Energy will be enough for the red signal and knockout down to the Shaman. So somehow this needs to be prevented. So the only way to prevent that is going to be Hex Maniac or V-Seeker for N. So you can basically prevent your opponent from being able to use that V-Seeker. So Battle Compressor for Malamar EX, for Double Dragon Energy, and another Double Dragon Energy. So no more Giratina in deck. You don't need any more Double Dragon Energies, because you don't want to play. You don't want to drop them because they're pretty much useless. So all you really need to do here is somehow remove Stadium from play, or your Shamans from bench, but still no sign of the Pearl City. And there's a Hex Maniac, which means that Red Signal cannot be activated 100 to Virizion and knockout down to the Genesect. So Lysander pretty much here is a clearly winner, but of course, for both sides, Energy Lysander is win. So Virizion player actually have Lysander in hand, but the question is it worth to play a Lysander in this case? Maybe on the Hoopa, because then you need a Darkness Energy in order to retreat. So will he retreat or not? Looks like he's going to retreat down to the Genesect. Okay, so Fighting Fury Belt, 2 energies of the Genesect. That's 110, but he's short for energy. 1 Fighting Fury Belt attached down to the Virizion, which means that Virizion right now can't survive that Lysander. And there's a V-Seeker for the Shadow Triad and for the Plasma Energy, which is going to be 100 damage. And the question right now is how to knock out basically opponent Shaman on the bench. 1 Darkness Energy and Dark Pulse should go for somewhere around 100. 1, 2, 3, actually it's 112, but there is no sign of the Lysander, so Trainer's Mail. I mean, Darkrai is not going to be knocked out if he run to the bench to another Darkrai. So basically, you can still buy maybe a one turn, retreating down to another Darkrai and using Dark Pulse. Okay, so 10 more damage added for the Deoxys. Actually, not because the Hex Maniac has been played. So just 110. Yeah, pretty much as I mentioned it. Another Hex Maniac should help here a lot. Or Lysander for the victory, of course. Since the Virizion player have Lysander in hand, I guess the best option might be to go with the N him down to 2 cards, retreat down to the another Darkrai, and pretty much use Dark Pulse for 120. That's all he can do at this moment. It's all about that one move. So there is one Pearl City. Okay, that's very interesting. With the Pearl City, you can actually discard one of your damaged Pokemon from play. Okay, so Ultra Ball. Okay, there is one Yveltal. Interesting. Retreat on another Darkrai. Okay. One Pearl City will be played. Interesting that he discarded a Darkrai from the bench and one copy of Shaman. So that means that right now Darkrai can strike only for the 60, but the grass Pokemon attacks are going to be reduced by 20, which means that Lysander will not be enough for the knockout. So there is Ultra Ball for, looks like Giovanni Scheme and Professor Sycamore. Okay, of course it's going to be failed to search because all Pokemon already has been discarded. Pretty much Darkrai right now needs more energy acceleration. There is one V-Seeker, and the V-Seeker will be for Hex Maniac again. Okay, so another Hex Maniac played here. I think maybe that was not a good call. Probably I should go with maybe M. So 60 with the Hex Maniac, which means that Red Signal again will not work. There is very nice top deck, which is a Xerosic, but that Xerosic cannot scrap pretty much anything here which can be effective. Except for, of course, that Fighting Fury Belt maybe for G Booster, but you can't get 2 supporter cards in one turn. So there is one Colress. Colress will be for 6. So Colress for 6, Darkrai Strike for the 60, Genesect can go for 100, minus 20 for that, Pearl City, which is going to be 80, and still one more turn will be here to go. Oh, 2 Lysanders. 2 Lysanders, Max Elixir, Energy Switch, Sky Arrow Bridge. So pretty much everything he needs for victory clearly here. So he can strike for 80, and then just next turn Lysander Darkrai again for another 80 damage, and this is going to be it. It's all about Lysander, as I mentioned it a couple turns earlier. Who managed to get first Lysander here is going to be clearly winner. So 60 and 20 more. Okay, so they did apply damage for Deoxys, looks like. It should be 100 damage instead of the 110. But I guess... Okay, Fighting Fury Belt. Top deck Fighting Fury Belt, but still they didn't remove 10 damage because Deoxys was not effective because of the Hex Maniac. Which means that probably Darkrai should lose if the Pearl City get removed from play because of the play of the Hex Maniac on the Deoxys and bad damage swap. So he had 110, and then he shouldn't have 110. So that was okay. 064 Fighting Fury Belt, and basically a knockout from the Genesect. So at the end, those 10 damage counters were not a problem because of the Zero Sick, but if there was no Zero Sick, probably that should be very, very bad to discuss. So thanks guys for watching. Have a nice day.